but if you have questions, please ask. So we're going to hit the NewsWatch and had some questions about pip counting, and Dan sent through a really nice chart, Dan's chart, which he traded using his, I can't bring it up, can't use it in the SAM charts, but he did it after the non-farm payroll using his magic red box zone sort of reverse trade method, which I keep pumping out with each video after each one of these sessions. So if Dan appears in the room, I'm not too sure if he's going to. Sorry, I don't even have the people up here. Is Dan in the room? Ooh, we have quite a few people in the room today.
Dan is in the room, yes.
Yeah, yes. Hi, Dan. So maybe you'd like to explain a bit about it. I haven't gone through it much with the guys that's sitting here in the background. Nice return. And I'd also like to say hello to Professor Jan, who's in Siberia. Really pretty area, Jan, after your last post. It was pretty cool to see. So nice to see you here. Must be really late or early where you are. And let's plow on. So get the NewsWatch out of the road. So, Eusebio, it's all yours.
Yeah, okay, we can start. So, on Sunday, we have just George talking. So, let's see the content of the talk, the speech.
And it's 4 a.m. with Jan.
So, panel discussion. We can forget that talk.
Yep.
On Monday, we have, I will monitor, since I do that several months ago, the German factory orders month over month, and a bit bullish. Then we have the pound Halifax HPI month over month, so which is a major news for the pound and pretty much neutral.
Okay. Don't worry about the Swiss.
No, it's less important with the Swiss.
Okay.
And then we have Powell speaking.
Okay.
A brief remark at a film premiere. No, let's forget.
But it's a film premiere, Eusebio.
Yeah, in Salt Lake City. I know.
Oh, okay.
Then we have
There he is.
yen current account. Major higher time frame and pretty much neutral.
Yep.
And then monitor the Chinese cash-in services PMI and neutral, as usual with the Chinese information. So,
okay.
So on Tuesday, we have Carney speaking also.
I'll scroll down.
Due to speak about climate change at the Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosure Summit in Tokyo. I don't see why this should have an impact for now in the forex market, so let's forget it. Then we will have, I will monitor also the German industrial production month over month, so monitor and a bit bullish. Then we have Haldane and Tenreiro speaking. Due to speak at the Conference on Financial Stability in Lisbon, no, let's forget. Due to participate in a panel discussion, so let's forget. Then we will have, I will monitor the US dollar core PPI month over month and the PPI month over month. So, and both neutral. Usually the PPI is a type C news, but in the context since the last election, so I prefer to monitor that kind of news. Then we have Ivan speaking and Powell speaking. We have a lot of central bankers talking this week.
No major news yet, so...
No. Due to speak at the Chicago Rotary Club, so let's forget. And Powell, due to deliver a speech titled A View from the Federal Reserve Board of Governors at the National Association for Business General Lecture, let's forget.
I wonder if you mention somebody that's hassling him.
And that's it for Tuesday. Wednesday.
Okay.
We have the pound FPC statement. So I will monitor that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What's an FPC statement?
Open the folder,
Yeah.
the definition folder.
Yeah,
And
I was going
so
to.
that
I just can't do them two things at once.
Can
Okay.
see.
Detailed analysis on the stability.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay. Cool.
In the context of the Brexit, it may be interesting to monitor that news.
So, yeah, it's
Then
pounds still
the
jumping around hugely.
Yeah, Eurogroup meeting, no, let's forget it. Then we'll have, so monitor the crude oil inventories for those of you who trade crude oil. Then we have, again, Powell speaking, and George, due to participate in a panel discussion, so let's forget. Panel discussion, let's forget. And the 10-year bond, of course, to monitor. And then we have the FOMC meeting minutes, so to monitor, of course, for the US dollar. But normally we should learn nothing more than the last Fed decision. Then we will have, I will monitor also the Treasury currency report, so for the US dollar.
Okay.
Then we have, let's see, the yen 30-year bond auction to monitor.
Okay, done.
And that's it for Wednesday. On Thursday, we have, I will also monitor the German trade balance, and a bit bearish. Then we have the pound GDP month-over-month, at least an important news, so major higher time frames and bearish. Then we have the manufacturing production month-over-month, major and a bit bearish. And then we have Carney speaking again.
Oops.
So due to speak at the Pound 20 banknote launch event in England. Oh, it's just, no, nothing important.
Where did you go? Carney, okay. So
Yeah,
ECB.
so where are we? Yeah, ECB policy meeting account, so just to monitor. Then we have the US dollar CPI and core CPI month-over-month. Despite the fact that they are a type B news, in the present context I will qualify them as a major, both major and both neutral. Yeah, major higher time frames, sorry, Chris,
Okay.
major higher time frames, and both neutral.
Okay.
Then we have to monitor, no. The unemployment claims is interesting on a longer perspective, but with other news, in fact.
Yeah, it was heavily revised the other day as well.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
unemployment rate was. Yep.
Yeah, but the unemployment claim is something else. So.
Yep.
Then we have to monitor the US dollar natural gas storage and the 30-year bond auction.
Yep.
And that's it for Thursday.
Okay.
And for Friday is payday, so we will have, I will monitor the OPEC meetings.
Okay.
Then the ECOFIN meetings, no, I don't care for that. Then we have the CAD non-farm payroll, so we have the CAD employment change and the unemployment rate, so major higher time frames, but both to be defined. And we have, for the US dollar, the preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations, both major in the present context. And for the consumer sentiment, bearish, and to be defined for the inflation expectation.
Okay. And Rosengren.
And Rosengren speaking also at University of Wisconsin-Madison. No, let's forget.
Okay. Sorry, I was reading Craig's note to the latecomers. Hi, everybody. And okay, if there's any questions, let us know. But items marked H4 plus, if you're trading timeframes from the H4 timeframe, including the H4 above, then don't place any orders 1 hour on that time frame before the news comes out. And if you're in a trade, close it down half an hour beforehand. If you're trading smaller time frames, then anything with a major on it, do the same thing. Don't place any orders 1 hour prior. What's going on in the background? Sorry, sorry, Excel was just doing some strange stuff. And don't place any orders 1 hour before, and also again close the orders out half an hour prior. This generally, okay. So the items that have got the euro, the US, and the yen in it are important currencies, and any news coming out on these ones, like there's not really that much coming out, but say for instance on this one, whatever pair you're in, treat those suggestions that I've just made the same way. If you're in, if there's news coming up on a smaller pair, like for instance the CAD is a major, then, and you're playing say with the euro US, perhaps you don't need to place as much urgency or importance on the news that's coming out on the CAD, unless you're in a CAD related pair. For items coming up on the pound, it's kind of straddles both ways. So these days, if there's news coming up on the pound, it could impact other pairs that don't actually have the pound in it. So the euro, the yen, and the US dollar can impact all other pairs, whether they're in them or not. The smaller pairs are unlikely to, but they can. So you just got to watch out. And the pound, if there's news coming up on that, could impact, or might not impact. It sort of sits halfway between them. But these days with the pound and Brexit, there's all sorts of news coming out at all sorts of times, with Boris Johnson saying stuff and DUP saying other stuff. It's just be really careful trading the pound. Oh, Edward, hi, you're in. Nice to see you. And what else? Okay, but having said that, for those of you who have been trading for a while, you don't need to take those 1 hour and half hour suggestions to heart. If you're only just getting into a trade, then perhaps don't enter. But if you're already in a trade, you may not need to exit. If you're up several scalings or something like that, just drop a few units off to protect your account. The whole idea is to protect your account money, not necessarily profits, but if you don't have any account money, you can't trade. That's the bottom line. On the top 10 pairs, these are them. I'll scroll down a bit. So we don't. I haven't actually done this yet this week. So the ranges have gotten smaller, which is there wasn't that much news last week, nor that much news the week before. So the range is 113 for this week. Okay, and or $1,100. So it started off small, got really tiny, started growing again, and it's now seems to be declining again in range size. So just be aware of it. I was hoping there was going to be a nice trend, but maybe this is just a pullback before it takes off again. We'll have to just see how things happen when Brexit actually finishes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is grab these ones. Have you got enough there, Eusebio, to play with?
Yeah, until the so from the pound Swiss to the euro kiwi, you can drop the euro yen.
Okay, so I'll grab these ones. Thanks. I was out late last night, so I didn't update this list. So I'll just put them in here. Delete these. Move them left. And drop that one off. Okay, and we're ready. So do your magic, Eusebio.
Okay.
So Sunday we've got nothing. And on Monday, we've got the pound.
The pound, so pound, 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 and pound, yeah, and that's it?
That's it.
Okay, so the choice will be easy. The first pair to consider will be the pound Swiss.
Yep. Try it. Let's try it again. Okay, pound yen.
Then the pound yen. And then the pound CAD. Yeah.
Okay. For Tuesday, hangers on from Monday is the yen.
The yen, so here, yeah.
And nothing on Tuesday.
And nothing else. So we will have the pound yen, then the pound Swiss and the pound CAD.
Okay.
Very easy. So same pair, but in a different order.
Yeah, another quiet news week. So this is about 3 news weeks in a row that things have been quite quiet. So hangers on from Tuesday are nothing. And on Wednesday, there's nothing.
Nothing. So same choice as Monday.
Yep. Okay. Okay. For Thursday, nothing from Wednesday, and we've got the pound.
So
it's a nice
pound,
change.
Pound, yep. Pound, yeah.
And US dollar.
And the dollar. Okay, so we will have the pound US dollar.
Okay.
Then the pound Swiss and the pound yen.
Okay. Huh. And nothing from Thursday. And on Friday we have the CAD. And
CAD, yeah.
And the US American dollar.
And the US dollar. Okay, so we will have the pound CAD.
Yep.
The pound US dollar.
Yep.
And the pound Swiss. Now, as a remark, we have a very, very small subset of pairs to monitor this week. I suggest you to consider the possibility to add also the pound Kiwi and pound Aussie, or one of these 2 pairs.
Okay, so I'll put them as number 3.
Yeah.
F2. And also,
No, don't change the pound yen, Chris, on Monday for the second. Yeah, you are changing the pound yen. Okay.
Okay, I'm just pasting this on.
You have a question mark between the pound Kiwi and pound Aussie, Chris.
Okay, I'll sort them out. I'll do this when I paste it up on the website.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody got questions? Yes, Dan. You try and do it. Okay, I'll just save this to make sure it doesn't all go down the toilet. Dun, 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 dun. And so that's okay. And coming back over here, we have the critical stuff. So these monitoring situations. So any changes you save here?
Any change for the moment? No.
Okay. So nothing down here?
No, nothing.
And long term? Nope.
Nope.
Okay. And I have a question.
Nothing new, nothing to drop. Nothing new, nothing to drop.
Okay. Yes. You're right, Edward. It's because I'm never sure what time Tokyo actually opens. If I look at it with Forex Factory, I'm generally looking at it on the weekends, and it's just really confusing trying to figure it out. So if you can tell me what time Tokyo opens, according to New York, I'll be happy. But generally it's around, o'clock. Okay. I'm going to just miss that one, but thank you. Tariq, so that was a conscious question mark rather than a unconscious one that I've just done. Tariq said, before we start, I have one question. Do choppy spaghetti modes extend for the same number of bars for higher time frames as for the M5? Do you mean, can they go on for a long period like the M5 ones do, Tariq? Is that a better way of putting it?
This is how I understand Tarek's question, Chris. And indeed, yes, in higher time frame, the choppy mode can extend for many bars. I have seen on the daily time frame, for example, a pair staying in the choppy mode for days and days. So,
where's my... I'm sure I opened up.
But what we can say is the choppy mode is less frequent in the very high time frame than in the small time frames.
I must have closed MetaTrader down. I'm just opening it back up. Well, okay, that's the H4. Let's chop over the daily, drag a pair on it like the yen. Just put these off. And drop a template on it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
so
you can consider the same number of bars, Tarek, in any time frame. In fact.
Okay, so this level of choppiness, or even perhaps from back here,
yeah,
you could. There's 68 bars, Tariq. Here's a bit more chop in this area. And you don't always know until you're actually into it, but that one runs for 60 bars.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan. I'll amend my stuff. Here's another example. This is more consolidation, but you wouldn't want to get caught in it. And this one runs for, again, 60 bars. So they're pretty nasty, Tariq. And I can chop down to, say, the H1 if you want, just to make sure that I'm not telling fibs. And here's, I guess this is more spaghetti, but that one runs for quite some time. It's 100 bars worth. Here's some nice chop. So, and this is just in the past week or so. Wouldn't find it out until about here, I guess. And that one's run for nearly 100 bars, Tariq. So yeah, you can get caught in it. And on the dailies, if it's running for 100 days, that's like 3 months worth, 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, in fact, you can think in the following way. Because the choppy mode is one of the aspects of the price structure, and because the price structure has a fractal behavior, so you have the same behavior whatever the time frame. And so what is true in one time frame is true in all the other time frames. And so, yeah, you can extend so the number of bars as you see that in the 5 minute time frame in any of the higher time frames. So there is no problem with that.